There is so much money to be made in cryptocurrency, and if you're watching this video, then there's a really good chance you've heard of people making millions of dollars off of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. But unfortunately, there is a lot of bad information out there and very little oversight, which leaves you, a beginner, in a vulnerable spot to lose money. Now, I want to be honest with you. For every one story you hear about someone making millions off crypto, there's hundreds or thousands of stories of people losing money on a bad investment or being flat out scammed. But here's the thing. You don't have to be lucky to make money in cryptocurrency. You don't have to be the earliest investor for 0.0001% chance that it would pay off. In fact, if you are, I will say that you are gambling, you are not investing. There are, in fact, responsible ways to invest in cryptocurrency that can still change your life, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Although if we haven't met, I'm Taylor. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, and be sure to like this video as it helps me out tremendously to know which kind of content you want to see from me. Now, you can't invest in something if you don't know what it is. So before you start making money and all your friends and family want in on it, let me tell you what cryptocurrency actually is. Think of different payment processors like Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle. They allow you to send money from your bank account to your friends. But what you might not realize is that the money actually stops at a middleman first. Take this example. If you go to the coffee shop and you swipe your credit card, the processor actually checks with the bank to verify that you have enough funds in the account. If it's approved, they transfer it over to the coffee shop. This is referred to as traditional or centralized finance. This is pretty straightforward and simple, but cryptocurrency allows for peer-to-peer transaction. So instead of the transaction being validated by a centralized unit like a bank, which has a lot of control, fees, and other risks involved, the cryptocurrency transaction is validated by a public network. So currently your bank, let's say Wells Fargo, has a private ledger that tracks every single transaction on your account and others inside the bank. The problem with this ledger being private is the potential for manipulation. Let me take you back to 2016. Wells Fargo employees opened 3.5 million unauthorized accounts, making Wells Fargo a ton of money. They later had to pay $185 million in fines to different regulatory agencies, making it one of the largest bank scandals in modern day history. The only reason that this was able to happen is because the ledger stays behind closed doors. So again, in comparison, cryptocurrency offers a public ledger, meaning that all of the transactions are public information and they can't be changed. So why does this actually matter, and what is getting people so excited about crypto? Cryptocurrency allows for a shift of trust. Instead of relying on big centralized governments and banks to control our money, cryptocurrency sets out to provide complete control and access to our personal funds. That is what is so important to understand. When you're investing in cryptocurrency, you're actually supporting the transformative power away from these centralized governments and banks and into the hands of the people. And if that's not enough for you to care, let me put it this way. The price of gas, groceries, home prices, rent can all be funneled down to a single issue. A few privileged people decided to print astronomical amounts of money in the last couple of years, which devalued the US dollar and had a lasting ripple effect on all of us. Cryptocurrency has periods of tremendous growth known as a bull market and periods of significant drops known as a bear market. This tends to run in about a 3 or 4 year cycle, and learning this information now is going to set you up for this upcoming bull run. Bitcoin has already seen incredible recovery and is up 129% at the time of this video since the start of the year. Now, the strategy that I'm going to share with you is based on the belief that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets are going to rise in the long term despite short-term volatility. So if you're interested in a short-term trading video, if you want to stay up all night and invest in some little meme coins, let me know in the comments, but this is not the video for that. Now, despite Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that you research and invest in, always follow this one rule. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Now, of course, we set out to make money, and I promise you that if you follow the steps in this video, you will. But the rule remains. Now, as you get more advanced and comfortable in this complex world of cryptocurrency, your investment strategy can change. You can get involved in staking and airdrops and farming and mining and all of this cool stuff, but that is not today's video. This is for beginner investors. There are thousands of different cryptocurrencies that you can buy and invest in. Some offer different features, their team may be pursuing different goals, some better, some worse, some with a bright future, and some with a short life expectancy. With that said, if you like this kind of content and you want to see a video where I tell you all of my favorite beginner cryptocurrency investments, let me know in the comments. The entire cryptocurrency market can be summarized in 3 categories: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are their own project. You can actually buy them and make money off of them. Altcoins is a summary of everything else. Now the name is a little misleading because altcoins have a lot of depth and complexity in them as well, but for now we're just going to leave that box over there. Again, if I was a beginner right now, I would only be investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and as I grow and be more comfortable, you can start dabbling in the deep world of altcoins. Okay, so now I want to tell you where to actually buy cryptocurrency. I want to stay in the beginner realm here, but I would be remiss if I did not give you all of the information to do this as safely as possible. The easiest and most common way to buy cryptocurrency is through a popular exchange like Coinbase. Now, Coinbase and these other platforms that I like are known as centralized exchanges. This means there is still a group of people who have control over your cryptocurrency. I know you're probably thinking, what? I thought investing in crypto meant I went away from control. What are you telling me now that someone is controlling my money? Let me put it this way. These platforms make it really easy to buy cryptocurrency, but instead of giving you their physical cryptocurrency, they're giving you kind of, let's call it an IOU document that says, from Coinbase to Taylor, you own X amount of crypto with us. It's still gonna fluctuate, it's gonna feel normal. It feels like I own that. But then when I'm ready to sell or transfer it, I just hypothetically turn in my digital IOU and they give me the cryptocurrency. This is actually very common and is how all stock market exchanges work. But because of the control that these exchanges have, they have been known to do things like pause exchanging, meaning there's a period of time where you can't buy or sell any cryptocurrency. Usually this happens during a really chaotic time. So if you were looking at your portfolio and you wanted to sell because something drastic was happening, you couldn't. Even worse, if the exchange goes bankrupt, all of the assets that you were holding in that account would be subject to bankruptcy proceedings, may never come back to you, or at the very least would be held until the bankruptcy proceedings are over. Now I realize this sounds really off-putting, but I don't believe that you should avoid these exchanges altogether. I really don't. So with that said, let me tell you about my favorite centralized exchange, how to use it, and how to use it safely. I've used Coinbase longer than any other exchange platform. It's incredibly easy to use. They offer a ton of different cryptos that you can invest in, and the best part is it's so popular that there are literally hundreds and thousands of videos and tutorials online. So if you want to learn how to do something, the information is there. So to make a purchase in this app, all you have to do is click these 9 dots in the top corner, hit add cash, and from here you're going to actually send money from your bank account into your Coinbase account. If you haven't already, you'll be prompted here to add a bank account as well. Once you have money in the account, you just go back to the home page, click buy, search any asset that you want to buy. In this example, let's do Bitcoin, and just type in how much US dollar value that you want to buy. So let's say Bitcoin at time of this video is, let's say $37,800. I don't have to spend $38,000 to buy Bitcoin. If I only wanted to spend $10, I could buy $10 of Bitcoin. Now, as you get more comfortable, you'll start exploring this app a little bit more. So let me show you this right-hand corner here, one-time order. One-time order is the most common, most practical way that people, your average person, buys cryptocurrency. If I say on a random Tuesday, I want to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin, I go in, I buy it, leave it on the one-time order, and it gives me $20 worth of Bitcoin. Up next is limit order. Now this is not what I recommend for the average investor, especially not with this strategy, but I'll still tell you what it is. So as of right now, for easy numbers, let's say Bitcoin is $37,000, 37000. But let's say I didn't want to pay that price. Even if I was buying $10, $20, $100, I didn't want to buy it at $37,000. So what you can do, again, let's say I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, but not until it drops to, $35,000. So that means Bitcoin would have to drop, as it's telling me here, 7.5%. The price will have to drop for that order to trigger. Now, the reason I don't always recommend this, especially in this strategy, is because if the price doesn't drop, let's say things are really picking up in the bull run, if it never hits that $35,000, then you never place your order and you missed your opportunity. Back to this screen here, we have the reoccurring buy. Now this is actually my favorite way to buy cryptocurrency, and actually any investment for that matter, but it allows you, assuming that you have money in your Coinbase account, to buy the crypto of your choice on a regular schedule. So going back here actually to add money into your bank, from your bank. I can add it, let's say $10, invest weekly, cancel anytime. So this will send $10 into my Coinbase account every single week. So if you want to set up a recurring buy, you probably want to do this aspect too. But let's say again, I want to buy $10 every single week. So now I have $10 of cash, US dollar, coming into my Coinbase account. And I can go back here, again on weekly, and buy $10 every single week. So I know the funds are coming in and they're being purchased automatically. This is a great way. It's a no-brainer if you can afford it. Again, even $10 a week, a day, a month, whatever it is, set it and forget it. You won't regret it. Now, for sake of time, I'm not going to cover other centralized exchanges that I like. If you want to see that video, let me know. So on one hand, we have centralized exchanges, which we just covered, and then we have decentralized exchanges. These really are the heart of the true cryptocurrency environment. When you buy from these exchanges, you actually own the cryptocurrency. No one has their hand in your cookie jar. You own it. The trade-off is that it's a little bit more work. So now I want you to think of MetaMask, which is my favorite wallet. You can actually buy cryptocurrency inside the MetaMask wallet, but you're not going to get the best price there. Let me tell you what to do. Unlike a centralized unit like Coinbase, which all lives under one roof, there's a couple extra pieces here, but this self-custodial wallet, the self-governing, the self-controlled wallet like MetaMask, has a little bit more privacy and safety for your cryptocurrency. So I'm gonna put my favorite decentralized exchanges on the screen right now, and what you do is you take your wallet of choice, plug it into this decentralized unit, buy the crypto, and it shows up in your wallet. There's no real connection, no permanent connection, no control to the decentralized exchange. Again, as I've said many times, I really like MetaMask. There are some other self-custodial wallets that I really like, again, on the screen. To recap, we have centralized exchanges, we have decentralized exchanges that are paired with a wallet, and finally we have cold storage, also known as a hardware wallet. When you're deciding where to store your cryptocurrency, what you're really doing is shifting the trust and responsibility to keep that cryptocurrency safe. So when you keep your cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange, what you're really doing is relying 100% on that company to keep the crypto safe. In contrast, when you put your cryptocurrency on a hardware wallet, you are taking responsibility to keep your own cryptocurrency safe. That means there's actually things that you need to do to go the extra mile to keep it safe. It's not as simple as just throwing it on a hardware wallet and you're good to go. So let me tell you how that works. Take Ledger, for example. I've been using Ledger for years. They have a product known as Ledger X, which has a Bluetooth app. The reason this is so great is because it feels like MetaMask. It feels like a normal app. You can function everything from this app. But the crypto isn't actually stored on the app. It's stored on this physical device. Kind of. Let me explain. When you sign up for a hardware wallet, you're going to do a couple things. You're going to assign a 4-digit PIN and you're going to receive 24-word key phrase. This is a list of 24 nonsense words paired together. Now stay with me here, but your cryptocurrency is actually stored inside the 24-word key phrase that lives on the blockchain. So think of it like this. The 24-word key phrase is your vault, your bank account, but this hardware wallet is the physical keys to access the vault. So this means the 24-word key phrase is actually more important than this physical device. I realize this probably sounds like total overkill, and if you have just a few $100s in cryptocurrency, then honestly it is. When you start developing a healthy crypto portfolio, please consider this method of storage. You want to keep all of this stored very safely. Ideally, your physical hardware wallet and your key phrase will be stored separately. Make a couple copies of the key phrase, ideally one of them being fireproof. Again, I realize this sounds really complicated. It's not. I have a full tutorial that I'll link somewhere on the screen, and if you want to go ahead and take the jump and buy a hardware wallet, you can use my affiliate link down in the description below. Now let me tell you how I actually use a combination of all three storage methods. Now this is deviating a little bit from my beginners only strategy, but again, my ultimate goal is to keep you safe and to be transparent, and without telling you this, I wouldn't be doing my job. Let's start with centralized exchanges, Coinbase again for this example. The easiest way to transfer my US dollars into cryptocurrency is through a centralized exchange. So if ever I have more money that I want to invest into cryptocurrency, it comes in or on ramps through Coinbase. Now, if I'm doing any short-term trading and the coin is supported on these centralized exchanges, I will also trade on these centralized exchanges. It's cheaper, it's faster, and it's just easier. However, I do not store my cryptocurrency on these exchanges long term. Meaning once I have a significant amount, let's say between $200 and $500 that I'm not trading with, I'm actually going to transfer it out of the centralized exchange. Now, if I want to use the funds for different things such as buying an NFT or exploring altcoins, 99% of the time I'm transferring out into my MetaMask wallet to be used with a decentralized exchange. Now, if I want to hold something long term or if it's really valuable like an expensive NFT, then I transfer that to my hardware wallet. I know that was a lot to swallow, but let me tell you what I recommend for you. Start on a centralized exchange. They are easy to use, they have customer service, they offer a lot of different cryptocurrencies. They're great. But once you accumulate a good amount of money, for me it was about $1,000, I want you to consider investing in a hardware wallet. That $1,000 for you might be more, it might be less, but when you're leaving it on a centralized exchange, you are susceptible to greater risk, even when it doesn't feel like it. And when you're finally ready to get more complicated and niche with your crypto investments, you'll know that you're ready for a decentralized exchange paired with a wallet. All right, now I want to be really clear here. Cryptocurrency is very powerful. You can send it between friends, you can hold on to it and make a lot of money off of it, you can stake it and farm it and buy NFTs and sometimes buy physical things in the real world, which is why I want you to consider buying cryptocurrency from a platform that has a wallet. Now, all of the platforms that I've mentioned in this video qualify for this. This allows you to actually send and receive cryptocurrency. In contrast, some stock platforms like Webull or Fidelity or Vanguard might allow you to invest in cryptocurrency, but you're really just holding on to that IOU that I referenced earlier, and there's no cryptocurrency attached to it. So if you want to take it and transfer it, let's say to Coinbase, or you want to buy an NFT with it, you can't. It doesn't actually exist. You'll still make money off of it, it'll fluctuate with the market, but if you want to move the crypto, want to cash that out, your only chance is to sell it, take the funds, and buy the crypto elsewhere. Now, this might not sound like a big deal to you, and you know yourself better than I do. So if you really just want to dip your toes in, make a little money off cryptocurrency, you know you're not going to be interested, then that's fine. And there's nothing actually wrong with buying crypto on these stock platforms. But if you're like me, I got into crypto in 2016, 17, really quickly I got really into it and found myself having half a dozen wallets, being on 20 different exchanges, transferring money to friends, and I just got really into it. And I couldn't have done that if all of my money was on these stock platforms. Now, there are a lot of ways and places to buy cryptocurrency. This is by no means an exhaustive list, but if you're new to crypto, promise me this. If you are buying cryptocurrency in a way that is not listed on this video, just type it in Google, type it in YouTube. Just make sure that it's legitimate. If it is, there's going to be hundreds of reviews and comments and Reddit threads and all these things because these are usually pretty massive platforms. The reason being is that it's unfortunately a very common scam for people to get you to use a platform. Seems like you're making a ton of money, but you can never withdraw it. It's all fake. You're not actually making money. The money doesn't exist. They took it. So while I was writing the script for this video, I actually received a DM from a follower who was getting scammed. Unfortunately, this happens all the time. They think that I offered to trade for them, so they sent me money. Understanding this one thing will go a long way in protecting yourself. There is no shortcut in cryptocurrency. You will hear a lot of people offering guaranteed wealth. You will hear them offering to trade for you, to send me money and I'll make you X amount of dollars. It doesn't exist. The only shortcut is learning this stuff and doing it and jumping in. Now, before I leave you with this beginner's guide, a few tips for success. First and foremost is to be patient. Remember that cryptocurrency runs on a 3 or 4 year cycle, as of right now anyways. Again, periods of really high highs and very low lows. Everyone and their mother, the next time Bitcoin really goes up, is going to be talking about cryptocurrency. But if you start now and accumulate wealth every week, every month, bi-weekly, whatever you can afford to do, it's going to beat the market. So your grandma, as soon as your grandma starts talking about cryptocurrency, you've probably already made a ton of money because you've been buying and waiting in the market. So again, time in the market beats timing the market. And last but not least, for now, stick with the big projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, as you get more comfortable, you will find other projects that you want to invest in, and that is great. But so many of these projects have no real fundamental behind them. It is 100% hype. It is 100% social media buzz. They're essentially the pyramid scheme of cryptocurrency. So that is it for my beginner's guide to cryptocurrency. If you found value at any point in this video, please consider liking it, subscribe for the next video, and I'll see you next time.